We're now listening to the Frank Fernandez Show. You can call the show 954-990-0036. You can reach the show on Twitter at FrankTheTank305. Welcome to the Asylum. It's now time for the Frank Fernandez Show on SoulFlowRadio.com. Welcome to the Frank Fernandez Show live here on SoulFlowRadio.com. Another week. They put me on the most boring sports day of the year.
Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Hump day.
But it is hump day, so that means that it is time for the Frank Fernandez Show. Everyone, thank you for joining me and making me a part of your day. I am Frank Fernandez. Today I'm on webcam. So for all you watching from home, welcome to the Frank Fernandez Show. Welcome to the Asylum. That's what I call this place. You can go ahead and watch me on the webcam. If you go ahead and go to SoulFlowRadio.com and go into the Frank Fernandez Show page, that window that pops up, push play, and that'll be me live. So you can now have another option of watch the show. You can watch the podcast. You can listen to the podcast if you download it on my page. You can also go on YouTube and watch the whole show. Watch my insanity in person. Well, not in person, but with your own eyes. Or you can just listen to it live or watch it live. So that's pretty cool. I'll give you a little tour later on. As it's zoomed in a little closer than what we're used to zooming in here on SoulFlow Radio, because it's just me, man. That's the way this show works. It's one man, four walls. Welcome to the Asylum. And since everyone in town has pretty much had their opportunity of getting this off their chest, and since there's nothing going on in sports today, guess what? I get to get it off my chest today. And my mood's been very interesting the last couple days. It started from let's take it down the timeline, because the last time we spoke, I was telling you that LeBron was going to sign here, and I was telling you that everybody was going to take a pay cut and that they were going to try to run Chris Bosh out of town. What a way a week makes. What a difference. What a difference a week makes. So now we see LeBron over in Cleveland. So 12 o'clock comes out at Friday, and I'm kind of just hanging out. All of a sudden, I get a report that LeBron's going back to Cleveland. And I'm like, there's no way. 954-990-0036. You can also follow me on Twitter at FrankTheTank305. But I'm like, bro, there's no way. So my mood today, I'm pretty angry. I'm pretty angry because every single day we've learned more and more details about this crazy LeBron James story. At first, it was a feel-good story. Oh, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. This is all about being home. I'm more comfortable about going home. Blah, yada, 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 yada. Then on Saturday, I was a little depressed. If you guys listen to the Amigo show Saturday mornings from 9 to noon, you would have told that my mood was depressed, converting over to angry because of the type of music that I decided to play. I was playing breakup songs. Guys, we were blindsided. You know, it wasn't any better. LeBron didn't do it better this time than he did it the last time. LeBron didn't this time say, "Oh yeah, okay, cool." He didn't learn anything. All the maturity that we thought LeBron James had, he didn't learn a thing. Okay, he did it the same exact way. He blindsided the Heat. Reports are coming out that this guy met with. I'm gonna start calling him this guy because he doesn't even have. I don't give him the respect to call him by his own name. So this guy met up with one of the writers of Sports Illustrated to pretty much tell the letter as it is so somebody else can word it for him. Why did you meet with Riley on Wednesday, and why did it take an hour? Reports were that when Riley left that meeting on Wednesday, he was pissed. He was super, super mad, okay? So why don't you just tell him on Wednesday? Why? What makes this time so much different than the last time? Okay, the last time you were on TV. Hey, you know what? You were on TV and you blindsided Cleveland, but at least the kids got, what was it, like $3 million for it? At least you raised money for the kids. That's the only bright side I see of that last time. That you made money for the kids. Now, you didn't do anything. You decided to put a letter on SI.com, totally surprised everybody. All the media guys totally guessing the whole entire week. And LeBron James puts out a letter on Friday, which was written Tuesday. Okay, so it was written as a, okay, maybe I'll go, maybe I won't, still trying to make up your mind. Maybe that's why he met with Riley on Wednesday. Because while we were doing our show, he was in Vegas meeting with Riley. Why hold the NBA hostage for those 10 days? And if you were really planning on going back to Cleveland, why didn't you go up to Riley and Mickey and say, look, guys, I appreciate everything that you've done for me. I think I just want to go home. I feel more comfortable at home. So why don't you just let me go home? So let's analyze this situation. Now it's my turn to analyze this situation. Where am I? Friday, like I said, Friday and Saturday, depressed, sad, shocked, depressed. I'm on full hate mode. I am the voice of the fans. Yes, okay, I'm considered media, but I am the voice of the fans. My voice here on this show, since I'm all by myself, and this is the asylum, is to portray the voice of the fan. And that's my job, and that's what I'm going to do. Do I respect his decision? Well, if it's because you want to go home and that's fully the only reason why you want to go home, then yeah, I respect your decision to go home. Because if I live here and I go somewhere now for 4 years, regardless whether it's work and it's better pay and it's a better station or whatever it may be, if I feel more comfortable at home, if I feel more comfortable here on SoFlo Radio, then I'm going to want to come home because that's what makes me happy. That's what makes me comfortable. So that part of it, I respect it. Now, when you start hearing the stories that are leaked out of, the entourage was powerless in Miami. They weren't granted full access. His mom wasn't granted full access. The entourage had to sit on the other side of the court. They didn't have the luxuries that they had in Cleveland. Oh my God, we can't run Miami the way we can run Cleveland. Okay? So that's just the way it is, You guys, right? You guys were big fish in a small pond. Now you guys are big fish, and there's a lot of big fish swimming around you. I don't know if you've looked around, but there's a lot of celebrities that live down here. LeBron, you're not the most powerful man in Miami. Or you weren't the most powerful man in Miami. Apologize. I got breaking news and I thought it was going to be worth mentioning. Dead air. So you weren't the most powerful man in Miami. Yes, you were among them, but you weren't the one. You're the most powerful man in basketball. Yeah, because that's why you held all the leverage. That's why all the free agents took their time and waited to make sure you were going to make the decision and what decision you made, so then they know where to go. First domino fell, knocked out the second domino, then they all fell in order. Melo took his time. Yo, as soon as Bosch made his decision, I go, bye, Bosch. Bye, Bosch. And then I started saying, bye, Wade. At the end of the day, I was already wearing my Bulls jersey, not because I'm a Bulls fan, because I wanted to show everybody in Miami who the real man was. And that's Michael Jordan. LeBron, we defended you in this town for the last 4 years that you were going to be better than Jordan. And then you just go ahead and just slap us in the face. Why? Like I was going back to the decision. Why couldn't you just go to Mickey and go to Pat Riley and say, listen, this is what I want to do. Start finding a plan B because I'm not going to be here. Okay? I'm not going to be here. Start looking for somebody else. Then maybe they could have started going after Carmelo Anthony a little harder because they didn't go after Carmelo Anthony at all. Everybody was convinced that this man was going to stay in this town. Okay? He didn't have the powers that he had in Cleveland. I'm jumping around. I don't care. I'm pissed. He didn't have the powers that he had in Cleveland. This is like a little kid saying, I want to run away from this situation. I'm going home with my ball. I have the ball in the basketball court, and I'm going to take this ball, and I'm going to go home because I want to do it. And I'm a little kid that nobody else can play. There was a story that Riley once told that that was told on the Levitard show, which was told by Riley. LeBron wanted to go after a game in New Orleans. He wanted to stay in New Orleans, and he wanted to go to a party thrown by Chris Paul. Riley told him no. LeBron told him, guys, I'll take a private plane and meet you at OKC. Riley said, no, that's not the way it works here. You work for us. We don't work for you. You're not going to get special treatment when the rest of the team has to sit on the plane and has to go over now to OKC as a team. You're not going to get the special treatment. Apparently, this didn't rub LeBron the right way. So, Wade also met with LeBron. And Wade took a flight back with LeBron. Okay? LeBron, when Wade landed here, LeBron said that Wade said that LeBron didn't know what he was still going to do, that he was still undecided. Later reports said that, yeah, Dwayne Wade knew. LeBron, the way I see it, made Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh opt out of money, opt out of guaranteed money. Okay, now they have, and they're getting paid what they're going to be getting paid. But at the end of the day, they were promised guaranteed money that they opted out of. Dwayne Wade opted out of $42 million. Dwayne Wade knows and knew he wasn't going to get that type of money. Right now, he's going to be getting about $13 million a year for 2 years. It was a deal signed for 2 years for $31 million with a second-year option, player option. So Wade can leave after this. But he screwed him out of guaranteed money, and then he takes off. Yo, I don't know how Dwayne Wade can look at LeBron and say that's my boy. 954-990-0036. I'm also on Ustream, so you can go ahead and click my page on SoFloRadio.com, and you can watch me live. Shout outs to my girl. She's sending me the eyes. I know you got eyes on me. All eyes on me. So if you're Wade, how do you look at LeBron and say, that's my boy? How do you look at him and say, yeah, LeBron, we're still best friends? If one of my friends screws me out of $20, I don't look at that friend the same. Because that's not a friend to me. Friends don't screw friends out of money. If LeBron James' decision was to go to Cleveland, then why didn't he just tell his boys, yo, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm out. I'm sorry. I have to go home for whatever reason. May it be that you're a baby and you want to run to power and you didn't have power in Miami, or is it because you're comfortable in Cleveland? Whatever the case may be. But you tell your boy what's up. You don't make your boys opt out of $20-something million and then just say like that, I'm out. So why did Dwayne Wade hold his loyalty to LeBron? Why didn't he just leak it? Why didn't he just get off the plane and go, man, yo, screw this guy. He said he was out. And then screw his whole plan up. Why? If I was LeBron, I'd do that straight up. But we were blindsided. So what's the thing that hurts the most? Honestly, what's the thing that hurts the most? Is it because it's all gone? All the winning, the media circus, the constant coverage of the Miami Heat. You turn on SportsCenter. Whatever time you turn on SportsCenter, you're bound to catch a Heat story within the next 5 minutes. So why does it hurt so much? To me, it's how he left. Not only did he blindside the Miami Heat, he lied. And then he held it hostage from the NBA. So for 10 days, the NBA didn't make any moves. We're here waiting, the fans, checking our ESPN, checking our phones, our Bleacher Report, our Googles, our Twitters, getting had by fake accounts, trying to figure out what this guy's going to make, what decision this guy's going to make. And he held us hostage for 10 days. You know what really pisses me off? That I think he had this planned all along. I think after he won his first championship here, I think he said, you know what? I think I'm just going to go back to Cleveland. But I think that in his head, he thinks that by honoring the rest of his contract, that he was going to not be looked as a bad guy. That college experience thing, and I'm throwing up the air quotes. Everyone on Ustream can watch me. College experience, I think is ridiculous. I think it's stupid. Because if this was your college experience, you could have told us day one. Okay? You could have told us how you felt from the beginning. You didn't have to give us this.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, Not 6.
And I'm going to let you
Not
listen to the
7.
rest of the clip because that's the infamous part.
Hey, and when I say that, I really believe it. You know, I'm not just up here blowing smoke at none of these fans.
Oh, really?
Because that's not what I'm about. I'm
Oh,
about
really?
business, and we believe we can win multiple championships if
Uh-huh.
we take care of business and do it the right way.
You took care of business for the 2 years that you won your championships. But you said you were here. Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. You didn't even make it to the 7 years. So back to the college analogy, that little college experience. When somebody goes to college, you know that you're going to have them for 4 years. LeBron kind of promised us that he was going to be here for 7+ years. Yeah, we all saw him going back to Cleveland. But we also saw him going back to Cleveland maybe the last 3 years of his career. Maybe the last 3 years of his career. But doing this 4 years and then taking off, that doesn't fly. When a college athlete, when a student, a kid comes into our college program, for me it's the University of Miami. So when Duke comes into the University of Miami, we know that Duke's going to be there probably 4 years. We know that if he's really good, there's always a possibility that he's going to be leaving after 2 years. There's a possibility of him leaving after 3 years. But we know that at least we're going to be getting probably 4 years of Duke Johnson. Again, LeBron promised us, and he underdelivered. If he would have won his 3rd championship, would he have stayed? I want to say that he didn't want to stay, which is hard to believe because then he can be going for breaking Jordan's record of 4 in a row. But I don't even think he's going to stay. I think this was all planned out. This was all his boys talking in his ear saying, LeBron, let's go, man. Let's go, man. We can run Cleveland. You don't want to run Cleveland? Everybody's going to do whatever you want to do. So now he's saying that he wants to be in Cleveland full term, but he signs a 2-year deal with a player option after 1 year. Everybody came out right away saying this was because of the cap of 2016. That's where the money was going to be. That's part of it. But then what's with the player option after a year? That player option is to keep Dan Gilbert in check. That option is to tell him, you know what, Dan Gilbert, I'm going to run things my way. I'm going to run things my way, and if you don't like it, you know what, after a year, I'm out. And what if his priorities are going to change again? Because when he came to Miami, he wanted to follow and be one of the best. He wanted not to be one of the best. He wanted to be the best. Now it's because he wants to win things for his hometown team? Which one is it? Which one is it? Make up your freaking mind. I almost cursed. Make up your mind. I don't think he would have stayed. I don't know why the point it was of not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, blah, 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 blah. He should have just come out from the beginning. And then he would have been seen as a hero. Guys, this is a Frank Fernandez show on SoFloRadio.com. 954-990-0036. I got a whole bunch more of LeBron to go through. I'll tell you that much. A whole bunch more of LeBron. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break right now. I'm going to go ahead and contact Jose Olivero, see if he can join us for some World Cup talk, as sadly there's no World Cup anymore. I didn't ever think I was going to say that. Guys, I got a lot of LeBron on my mind, man. I've been bottling this up for a whole entire week. I came out a little bit with it on the Amigo show on Saturday, and I came out a little bit with it yesterday. But there's no platform for me to get things off my chest like this platform right here. I didn't even want to tweet things because I didn't want to let any slip out. I'm like Eminem, you know, he has all that bottled up anger. He writes all those songs that came out genius. That's what this is supposed to be about. I don't know about genius because I'm not that great. But that's what this was supposed to be about. 954-990-0036 at Frank the Tank 305. Welcome to the Asylum. We'll be back after this.
You're listening to SoFloRadio.com. By the Glass.
By the Glass is a show about beverage culture.
Brad Hubbard.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the dots on how everything works together. It's really all about how we enjoy things, how we enjoy life, and how beverages play a big part in that. I'm going to bring in people that are going to display their aspect of the culture. I'm going to bring in people that are going to show you different products. We're going to look at places where people go to consume these beverages and how they all interact. Things are built around the actual beverage itself.
By the Glass. Thursdays from 6 to 7. Only on SoFloRadio.com.
The Amigo Show with Larry Million.
Yeah, I said it. Michael Jordan was the biggest thing in the NBA. LeBron is the biggest thing in the NBA. Same type of star. I'm not going to argue who's better today. And you look at that, right, Frank? And I remember Jordan. Like, I rooted against Jordan. You know why I rooted against Jordan? Woo! My voice went soprano. Oh my goodness.
No, what I meant to say was do you know why I root against?
You have failed.
That's what I was trying to say.
The Amigo Show, Saturday mornings from 9 to noon, only on SoFloRadio.com.
I am the voice of terrestrial radio. Internet radio will not succeed. You will continue listening to sports, right-wing talk, and mayonnaise FM. If you disobey, we will punish you with more right-wing talk, sports, and mayonnaise FM. We are corporate, ergo, we are never wrong. Listen and obey. Listen and obey.
Shut it down, evil foe, for I am SoFloRadio.com, and I'm here to give back what people want to hear. A variety of entertainment, fresh music, comedy, and different points of view.
I own you.
Oh, your fart-radiating suit and tie don't frighten me, old chum. Behold the power of SoFloRadio.com.
My balls are falling off.
Ha-ha! You only had one, my evil friend. There. Now you'll have to squat to pee. SoFloRadio.com. Castrating terrestrial radio. One ball at a time.
Now, back to the Frank Fernandez Show.
My name's Noah Jaybird. Noah Jaybird? Oh, you like to fly. What's your name, baby? They call me Soul Baby. Soul Baby? Yeah. Keep it in control, baby. Tears, no fears, man. Oh, is that right? Respect it, don't neglect it. All right, my brother. Treat it, don't beat him. All right, baby.
On SoFloRadio.com.
You're a badass mother.
Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo! Hump day!
Frank Fernandez Show back live here on SoFloRadio.com. Yeah, we ain't going down quiet. LeBron, you go back to Cleveland. You go try to find somebody over there to go help you win. Funny, you wanted to go to a different team, but you wanted to keep playing with the same players, huh? Pull Mike Miller over there, James Jones, whatever, take them. James Jones rode the bench the whole entire season. Yeah, when he came out, he popped a few. But how long is that fuel in that tank gonna last? Frank Fernandez Show live here on SoFloRadio.com. No, it's not bitterness. It's reality. You know what? Get the hell out of our town. You're not real 305. You know who really is 305? The guy that's been wearing that number 3 on his back since the day he got drafted. Frank Fernandez Show live here on SoFloRadio.com. 9900036. Excuse me, 954-990-0036. And I'm live on Ustream.com today. I'm going to give you guys a little tour here of the studio. So I'm going to zoom out of this camera. All right, I'm going to go all the way back. So you guys see it's not a gimmick. It's not shtick. It's all me in this room. All right? That's my little studio tour. I'm going to be on webcam week in and week out here on SoFloRadio.com, so you can go ahead and listen to me a few ways. Now you can even go on YouTube and watch the show and just keep it on the background. But guys, it's done. It's over with. Let the king ride, okay? Let the king ride. Let him go bye-bye. Let him go bye-bye. Screw the king. Okay? Screw the king. The only way he's going to be able to win out there is if they try to pull a deal for Kevin Love. And you know what? They're not going to pull the deal for Kevin Love no more. Because they signed Mike Miller, and they don't want to get rid of Wiggins. They don't want to okay, who trusts Cleveland making any intelligent basketball move? I don't. Before LeBron showed up to Cleveland, they were one of the worst teams in the NBA. LeBron comes, best record in the NBA. LeBron leaves, one of the worst records in the NBA. And you're going to think now that they're going to start making intelligent basketball moves? You got a coach that made his name in Europe. He has no idea what he's going to do in NBA. The rules are totally different. But whatever, LeBron, you do whatever you got to do, homie. You do whatever you got to do. I'm sure if you want to come back to Miami, there'll be a spot for you. But you know what? You're not going to be able to run the town the way you think you're going to be able to run the town. It is what it is. We got somebody on the phone lines. We're going to go ahead and bring them into the Frank Fernandez show. If I find the button. Caller, who's knocking on my padded room door?
What up, man? Chi-Town.
Chi-Town, welcome back to the Frank Fernandez show, man. How's it going?
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I feel you, man. Like I was telling you earlier, man. Miami, don't worry about it, man. Like I said, he gonna go back to Cleveland. He ain't gonna do nothing. He gonna stay, winning not one, not two, not nothing, man, over there. So Miami, just gear up and, hey, hopefully get a team that'll kill Cleveland one day. Just whip them out. And to my Chicago people, man, hopefully D-Rose, you better get your act together, man, because if you only do it this year, I'm burning your jersey, man.
Oh, boy.
And just another thing, man, and I want to talk real quick, just throw in a little thing about baseball last night. It was cool, but they didn't even, they didn't give Tony Gwynn a salute, for the death, even for all the other baseball people that died this year. They should have done like a quick little, 10-second ceremony just to show them on the billboard. Hey, Major League, get it together, man.
Yep.
And I gotta watch this clown today, Drake. See how good he does. Like, so people want to see he done the SP because, man, I'm just gonna start laughing. All right, have a good Wednesday, bro. Good show.
All right,
Keep it up. Go Bulls, my peace, bro.
All right, Chi-Town, thanks for the love. I mean, you got to try to give Drake a try, right? I mean, there's nothing else on. This is the most boring sports day of the year. I mean, at least ESPN was smart and threw the ESPYs when people were actually going to watch it because there was nothing else to watch. But, man, I totally agree with Chi-Town. I'm going to touch up on his points, but I totally agree with Chi-Town. No Tony Gwynn mention exactly a month to the day yesterday that Tony Gwynn passed away. And no mention of Tony Gwynn. I honestly thought they were going to do something like how they did in a couple of these ballparks. I think Seattle was one of them, that they put the 19 on the 5.5 hole. That would have been a nice touch. But I think at the end of the day, they didn't want to ruin Derek Jeter's day. They didn't want to cloud it. But there was no way of clouding it. Look at the two ovations that Derek Jeter got. Once when he walked up to the plate, and once when he was finally pulled out of the lineup in the fourth inning. That they walked him out on his own, and he had the chance to get all the love from all the fans. Derek Jeter's a class-act guy, and he deserved every ounce of that. But no mention of Tony Gwynn totally upset me. Back to basketball. I'm going to talk more baseball, but next segment. So, Chi-Town, if you want to stick around, you can. But back to basketball, Chi-Town's got to be a happy guy, man. Because to be honest with you, in my eyes, I think Chicago's going to win the East this year. It's not going to be Cleveland, and that's not hate, okay? That's not LeBron hate. Let's get this crap out of the way, okay? Forget that guy. That guy went on. We need to move on. And we have moved on. Pat Riley showed that he's the godfather and he can still make moves. Okay, we still have a big three, but we don't have the big three, but we have a big three. Luol Deng's a hell of a player. Chi-Town knows it. Luol Deng was in Chicago for a very, very, very long time. He's a very intelligent basketball player, came from Duke. Most players that come from Duke are very intelligent. Look at Shane Battier. Shane Battier retires. Next day, picks up a gig with ESPN. College game day analyst, Shane Battier. Because he's a smart dude. He knows basketball like that. But this East balances out majorly. And this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, granted, a different kind of fun. But it's still going to be fun. Okay? Let's put this when we were kids and we played video games. It's time for another Frank Fernandez Show video game comparison. Yeah, let's take it back from when we played video games. I think my goal on this show is to mention one video game mentioned every show. So far, 5 for 5. But remember when we were kids that we didn't like to lose? We didn't like to lose, right? So what would we do? Whether it was Madden or NHL or MLB or whatever it was, we would put it on the easiest setting because we wanted to beat the crap of whoever we were playing. We were playing the computer, but then when it came to playing somebody one-on-one, we didn't have the skills to play somebody one-on-one. So they didn't play anybody one-on-one. But you set the computer to the easiest mode so you can beat on everybody. But then what happened after, let's say, 10 games or so? It just got boring. You didn't even want to play the game anymore. Now you turn up the novice, you turn it up, let's say, to the next setting. Forgot what the settings are. Amateur, pro, semi-pro. So you set it from pro to semi-pro now. And now the game gets harder. But it becomes more fun because now you're into every game. And every game is a different scenario and every game is a different opportunity for different things to happen. This is our time. So when I just said that Chicago was going to win the East, I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's ass. I'm not giving Chi-Town a shout out because he's been one of my chronic callers now, second week in a row. He said he was going to call me every week. No, I'm not doing that. It's because this is exactly what I feel. LeBron doesn't have the team in order to win the way he wants to win. He lowered his expectations. Okay? He ran away from all pressure. So we can start calling him the runaway James. Because that's what he did. He ran away from his pressure. Remember? What do you know about pressure? Remember Ace Ventura? LeBron doesn't know about pressure. So LeBron had the pressure on him. This year was going to be championship or bust if he stayed with the Miami Heat. So he took off to Cleveland and he put on his letter, you know what? We're not ready to win right now, but we're going to get there, and I know what it takes to win now, so I'm going to take this team to the promised land, and I'm going to win Cleveland a championship by leading all of these teams. By leading all of these guys. Guys, LeBron doesn't have anybody right now in order to take him to that level. Okay, Mike Miller helps him a bit from the perimeter, but Mike Miller's not the Mike Miller that we thought we were going to get 4 years ago. He had one healthy season in Memphis last year. One. But what happened the last 4 years where he had constant back injury, or his ankle was busted, or his thumb? Who's to say that Mike Miller this year is not going to get another injury? Because he's gotten the injury the past few years. 1 year, finally, he has a healthy season. He had a good season. That was the Mike Miller we thought we were going to sign. Also, James Jones. There's a reason why James Jones wasn't on the floor night in and night out. James Jones doesn't play defense. He can't keep in front of a guy. That's the reason why he didn't stick on the floor. Spoelstra can't have him on the floor. He can't afford to have James Jones on the floor. That's why he wasn't on the floor. So if those are the players LeBron thinks he's going to win with, fine. But Chicago's going to win the East. Especially with adding Gasol to their lineup. Gasol adds size to that front line. That's a very powerful front line. You're dealing with Noah and you're dealing with Gasol. Noah's the nitty-gritty, elbow-throwing sucio. Because I can't stand the dude. El chupacabra. Un sucio. That plays the hard minutes. He plays hard minutes. I'm not going to deny that. He absolutely plays hard minutes. Now you're going to add a player like Gasol. He's pretty finesse. He can shoot from 18, 20 feet with no problem. He can also go inside. He's not strong like Noah. That's why he has the reputation of Gasoft. But he's going to be a strong dude. He's going to be a strong dude. But it wasn't fun anymore. You know, it was fun, yeah, but we always expected to win. Who paid attention to the playoffs in the first and second round for the Miami Heat the last couple years? Not many, not the casual fans. All of a sudden, everybody showed up to the Eastern Conference Finals because Indiana was trash-talking us all year, and we really wanted to beat them. We had a chip on our shoulder with Indiana. Showed it. But it wasn't fun anymore like that. Now it's going to be fun. Now it's going to be competitive. And like I said, for the bad day that Miami had last week on Friday for losing LeBron, hey, they signed Bosch. Bosch got paid. Bosch got paid. They got Wade yesterday. They got Deng on Saturday. They signed Mario Chalmers and Birdman. So for the most part, this team is staying together. You look at this line, you're like, wow, okay, this team can make some noise. And now that Lance Stevenson got picked up by Houston, by the Hornets, Indiana's not going to be a strong team. Indiana will probably be the number 6 seed this year. I see a Chicago, Cleveland, Miami, and probably followed by like Toronto and Washington. Then Indiana. Brooklyn's not going to be in there either. They just lost Paul Pierce. This roster doesn't look all that bad. It doesn't look all that bad. And remember, Wade and Bosch were supposed to be the team that we were going to have in 2010. When before the LeBron decision. That was the team that we were going to have in 2010, right? So, keep your heads up. Keep your heads up. Vegas has Cleveland as a favorite to win, but that's all around hype. Of course, Vegas is going to put it. That's all around the hype, though. That's the story right now. That's what's been clogging SportsCenter for the last 2 weeks. Guys, the SportsCenter coverage was making me sick. It was worse than watching hurricane coverage on any local TV channel. It was ridiculous. It made me sick. It was LeBron, and then photoshopping him in this jersey, and photoshopping him in that jersey, and then photoshopping in this jersey, and he's going to Cleveland, no, he's going to Miami, no, he's going here, no, he's going there. Who cares? I had to shut it off. I couldn't listen to that crap. Everybody was making guesses. So the East is balanced. East is going to be fun this year. The East is going to be competitive. Back to Lance Stevenson. Indiana doesn't have the, let's say, the personnel of a leader. They got David West. David West, kind of a quiet guy. He's a good player, but he's quiet. He doesn't have the personality to be a leader. And Paul George wants to be a leader, but he's 22 years old. And last year was when Paul George got a lot of the hype that he was supposed to be one of the great players of this league. Fizzled out very quickly. But when a young player like that steps into a locker room trying to demand control and leadership, you don't get it. I'm sure that's a lot of the reason why Lance Stevenson clashed last year with the Pacers. You heard him getting in fights in the locker room. I'm sure that's one of the reasons why he clashed with them last year. Because you're going to go in demanding leadership, and at the end of the day, you don't have the skills to pose that leadership. So at the end of the day, you're going to have people arguing against you, and that's what happened. That's the kind of personality that Lance Stevenson was. And by losing Lance Stevenson, they lose a lot of scoring. They lose a lot of scoring because he was one of their scorers. Now he goes over to Charlotte. Charlotte's looking like a good young team. They can possibly make the playoffs. Again, they made it last year. They were the 7th seed last year. They can possibly make the playoffs again. I'm not counting them out. So, I mean, a lot of moves. Free agent, real quick, running down the line, a couple of them here. Luol Deng, Miami, 2 years, $20 million. Udonis Haslem, $2.5 million a year, 2 years. He can opt out after year 1. Wade also $13 million a year. 2 years, it's for $31.1 mil. LeBron James signs for $20 million a year, 2 years, has an option after year 1. And Mike Miller, $2.75 million, 2-year deal. He can opt out after the first year. Cleveland fans, you guys trip me out. And I'm going to get to the Cleveland fans, and I'm going to get to the SportsCenter, and all you buffoons not making a big deal about how Miami handled this with class. We're going to talk about that. We're going to try to touch up on World Cup soccer and touch up on the All-Star game and the All-Star break as soon as we come back. This is the Frank Fernandez Show on SoFloRadio.com.
You're listening to SoFloRadio.com.
By the Glass.
By the Glass is a show about beverage culture.
Brad Hubbard.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the dots on how everything works together. It's really all about how we enjoy things, how we enjoy life, and how beverages play a big part in that. I'm going to bring in people that are going to display their aspect of the culture. I'm going to bring in people that are going to show you different products. We're going to look at places where people go to consume these beverages and how they all interact. Things are built around the actual beverage itself.
By the Glass. Thursdays from 6 to 7. Only on SoFloRadio.com.
The Amigo Show with Larry Million.
Yeah, I said it. Michael Jordan was the biggest thing in the NBA. LeBron is the biggest thing in the NBA. Same type of star. I'm not going to argue who's better today. And you look at that, right, Frank? And I remember Jordan. Like, I rooted against Jordan. You know why I rooted against Jordan? Whoa! My voice went soprano. Oh my goodness.
No, what I meant to say was when I. Do you know why I root against?
You have failed.
That's what I was trying to say.
The Amigo Show, Saturday mornings from 9 to noon, only on SoFloRadio.com.
I am the voice of terrestrial radio. Internet radio will not succeed. You will continue listening to sports, right-wing talk, and mayonnaise FM. If you disobey, we will punish you with more right-wing talk, sports, and mayonnaise FM. We are corporate, ergo, we are never wrong. Listen and obey. Listen and obey.
Shut it down, evil foe, for I am SoFloRadio.com, and I'm here to give back what people want to hear. A variety of entertainment, fresh music, comedy, and different points of view.
I own you.
Oh, your fart-radiating suit and tie don't frighten me, old chum. Behold the power of SoFloRadio.com.
My balls are falling off.
You only had one, my evil friend. There. Now you'll have to squat to pee. SoFloRadio.com. Castrating terrestrial radio. One ball at a time.
Now, back to the Frank Fernandez Show.
Now, you guys mind telling me what you're doing with my little green pal over there?
On SoFloRadio.com.
Who the heck is that? Wayne Gretzky? On steroids?
It's got to be one of my favorite baseball songs of all time. Every time I hear this tune, it gets me into the baseball mood. And we're going to talk some baseball in this segment. As the All-Star game was yesterday, the AL beat the NL 5-3. Mike Trout, the MVP, went 2 for 3 with 2 ribbies. Hit a triple in the first and then later a double. Both RBIs. Both RBI base hits. Jeter went 2 for 2. He doubled and he singled. Jeter was destined to get a base hit last night. I'm sure Amigo was going out of his mind. 481 all-time All-Star game batting average. Highest batting average. He's also the oldest player with a multiple hit game in an All-Star game. So kudos there to Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter's a great guy. And he got 2 big ovations yesterday. And he absolutely deserved them. First, he made a great play to start off that game. Diving up the middle, getting up quick, and throwing the ball harder than he ever has. I want to say that McCutchen was safe, but you have to give Jeter that play. It's an all-star game. Who cares, I mean, the only thing that's on the line is home field advantage, but that's a joke. It's not going to make a difference on the first play of the game. McCutchen can run. McCutchen got some wheels, and Derek Jeter was able to get him. Then he walks on over to the plate. He gets his standing ovation. Wainwright, great class, puts his glove on the mound, and Jeter's like, let's go, and he goes, no, get your ovation. So he gave him his ovation. Great class, great job there by Adam Wainwright. Then he gets his ovation as he walks off the field. As Chi-Town mentioned earlier, no Tony Gwynn mention, and he said later in the game that he would have liked to see a Tony Gwynn mention. It wouldn't have bothered him because that's one of the players that he respected growing up. You also play with him in the league a couple years. Derek Jeter's 40 years old. He's pretty old. I'm almost there, so I'm not going to talk just yet about pretty old. But I hate the Yankees, guys. I hate the Yankees. And I give Amigo all the time crap about the Yankees. I'm not a New York guy. I hate the Knicks. I hate the Rangers. I hate the Mets. I hate anything that says New York. I can't stand you. I'm sorry. Your town is beautiful, but I just can't stand your sports. Sorry, you're not going to convince me otherwise. Okay? It is what it is. But this is a great guy. Some of my favorite plays have come from Derek Jeter. There's the one that he dives into the stands to get the foul ball, which later in the replay, you see that he didn't have to dive into the stands. It just added more drama to the play, but it's still a great play. My favorite play all time in baseball is in Oakland. The one that is coming down the line, he ends up being there. What is Derek Jeter doing there? At the right place, at the right time, is able to get the ball, flip it over to Posada, and they were able to get, I think it was Giambi at the plate. Favorite play of all time. That's a heads-up play. Infielders play their positions, but when the ball goes out to the outfield, different positions have to take care of different things. There was no reason for Derek Jeter to be anywhere in that play. The ball was hit to right field. Derek Jeter's on the left-hand side of the field. There was no reason for Derek Jeter to be over there. But since he was going to be out of the play, and he saw that out was so important to get, he ended up making the great play. And it's one of the biggest plays in baseball history. You got to give the guy love. The guy's a great ball player. And he's a stand-up class act of a guy. I saw, one time I was watching SportsCenter, and there's a fan at a Yankee game that gets a camera, and he leans over the dugout to take pictures of the Yankees. The guy's camera falls in the dugout. Lands at the legs or at the feet of Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter gets up, picks up the camera, starts taking pictures of every single person inside of that dugout. Then he walked back up, took a look up, asked who lost their camera. The fan said, I lost my camera. Jeter gives him the camera back. When that fan looks through the camera, wow, smile from ear to ear. Those are great pictures to have. Nobody would ever believe your story if you told them that. He's like, oh, you got those pictures from YouTube, MajorLeagueBaseball.com, whatever it may be. That's a great guy, man. Any ball player could have just get the camera and just thrown it across the dugout. Like, who cares? What is this? Could have given it to security. They could have kept it. I don't know why a baseball player wants to keep a camera like that, but they could have kept it, But this player actually went ahead to do that. And I thought that was great. I thought that was a class act job, and Derek Jeter deserves what he got yesterday and more, because I think it was a little underwhelming. He should have gotten more of it. And it was great to see that he got the ovation that he did. Twins fans did a great job. Yoenis Cespedes wins the Derby for the second straight year, so back-to-back, first back-to-back since Ken Griffey Jr. back in the 90s. Stanton choked. I don't like the way they did the home run derby this year. They made it 10 outs. No, they went from 10 outs to now 7 outs a round. So it's the same. They're trying to speed it up, but it's the same amount of time. They just added an extra round. So those two hitters that finished in each league with the most home runs get a bye. Why? Just eliminate one of those rounds and eliminate one of the people that get in and just do it like that if you want to make it quicker than what it is. It's a 2.5, almost 3-hour event. That's way too long for a home run derby. It's your only all-star event, skills event, because baseball you really can't do a skills event, but it's entirely too long. You need to cut that down. Big time. I TiVo'd it, DVR'd it, and just fast forwarded through all the commercials and through all the crap that I didn't want to watch. And that's the way I got through it. Why am I going to sit there for 2.5 hours waiting for them to decide to move along? And there was a rain delay on top of it all. So it already started late as it was, ended up ending almost at 11:30 at night. Absolutely ridiculous. But Yoenis Cespedes put on a show. Absolutely put on a show. There's no hands up. There's no doubt about it. He put on a show. Blasted it. Beat out Frazier. He didn't even deserve to be there. He hit like 5 home runs up to the final. Dude, this dude blasted him. Once he got up to 7, I was like, this is in the bag. I said, this guy's not coming back. But yeah, but no mentions of Tony Gwynn. I was a little disappointed about that. I would have loved to see Tony Gwynn be mentioned, like Chi-Town said, a little 10-second video montage, something, a couple minutes right before the game. Nothing, no mention of Tony Gwynn whatsoever. They were doing all those chewing tobacco ads and stand up to cancer, but no, that would have benefited you of mentioning Tony Gwynn. That's the reason why Tony Gwynn passed away, was because of the chewing tobacco, because of cancer. This could have been your opportunity to say something about it and then mention them in there and giving him his couple seconds of respect. Because that's what the game of baseball is all about. It's all about respect, right? But no respect given towards Tony Gwynn. They did give him they gave him tons of respect when he passed away. And so did all the teams around the league did. Because I was there the day after Tony Gwynn died at Marlins Park, and even the Marlins gave him a moment of silence. They didn't put anything on the field like Seattle or San Diego did. A couple teams did something nice for Tony Gwynn. But they gave him their moment of silence, so they did pay him with his respects. 954-990-0036. Final 9 minutes of the show. No show next week, by the way, guys. I'm going to be off next week. Tuesday and Wednesday, there will be no shows. There will be a rerun. But the Amigo show will still be on, and you can catch that Saturday mornings, 9 to noon. Yasiel Puig, nerves, right? What was up with that check swing and the All-Star and the home run derby? What was up with it? And then yesterday, the All-Star game 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. I don't know. It was nerves. Young guy, nerves. It's the only way I can face it. Y'all thought I was going to get through the show without mentioning the Cleveland fans, right? Right? No. Wrong. You guys are a joke. How do you guys have any dignity? How do you guys sleep at night? Calling LeBron names. Horror of Akron. All the signs. Le Quitter. Le Bum. Praising him before he left. Dissing him when he left. And 4 years later, back on your knees. Yeah, back on your knees, because that's exactly where you are. Back on your knees. Y'all need knee pads? We'll send them over there. I'm sure every Miami fan will donate a couple dollars to buy some knee pads to send them over to every fan in Cleveland. That Thursday at the Cleveland game, at the Cleveland Indians game, LeBron jerseys everywhere. I thought you guys threw those away. I thought you guys burned them. What happened? Then all of a sudden I'm watching SportsCenter about 4:30 in the afternoon on Friday, and you got a swarm of Cleveland fans swarmed over this poor lady. I don't even remember her name. I don't even know who she is. They pulled her out of the bullpen somewhere in Cleveland. Yosina something, Anderson I think it is, chanting, "We are real fans." Is that supposed to be a shot at Miami? Why? Because Miami doesn't show up to games on time? Because there's too much to do in Miami. It's too cool in Miami. Y'all up north show up to clubs at like 8 o'clock in the afternoon, right? We getting dressed at 8 o'clock in the afternoon. We show up to the club at 2 o'clock in the morning when it's bumping. And we ain't there till like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, that's how we do it Miami style. That's 305 style. Don't come with this crap of we are real fans. And yes, I'm talking to the Miami fan. I'm talking for the Miami fan. Because I give my team a lot of crap, and I give my fans a lot of crap about their fandoms. For me to watch this stupidity for the last 4 years and listening to we are real fans now all of a sudden because LeBron James is back in your town and you're back on your knees. That's ridiculous. Okay, media, what about SportsCenter? What about our love? What about the way we handled this situation? What about the way we handled this with class? You were quick to show the mural of the team with the blacked out LeBron face, right? You were quick to show that. But no, absolutely no credit for the way we reacted after LeBron James' decision. And I'm going nuts, I know. But the reason why I'm on this show and the reason why I have this show is for me to say how I feel and when I want to say it and how I want to say it. And this is how I want to say it. It's taking me 5 days, 6 days to make this speech, but I was on Wednesday. I have to wait till Wednesday. And I wasn't going to pass this up. Next week, I'm not going to be here. When I come back, all this crap is over with. I ain't talking about this bum again. The runaway James. The runaway back home to James. The hell out of here with this. Cleveland fans, you guys have a lot of balls. The NBA is going to add a gold mark to all NBA jerseys if your team has a title. Guess whose jersey is not going to have a gold mark on the back of the neck? Cleveland. That's right, LeBron. You got 2 championships, but you had to leave them here in Miami. Couldn't take them with you. Those belong to us. I don't know what you think you're going to get in Cleveland. Who goes to Cleveland? What free agents go to Cleveland? James Jones went to Cleveland because nobody else is going to sign him. So the only way you go to Cleveland is if if you're born there, drafted, traded, or if your name is Mike Miller, apparently. Those are the only people that go to Cleveland. Love wants to go to Cleveland, and he said he'll go to Cleveland. He'll sign long-term. But the guy's not coming from much of a decision. It's either Minnesota or Cleveland. Same crap. The Warriors are even mentioned in there to make a big push for Kevin Love. Guess where he's going to go if he has a decision on that? That's right. He's going to Golden State because he's a Cali boy. He's going right back to Cali. I'm going back to Cali. He's going to sing it all the way over there. He's going to get stuck in Cleveland if he has a chance to go to LA. No, not to LA, to San Francisco. You got to be kidding me, man. To Oakland. That's where they play, in Oakland, across the bridge. These towns are so close apart, man. I heard those places. That's a beautiful place to go. I would love to go. I had the chance a couple months ago, but I decided to go back home to Chicago. I had to show my girl about Chicago. She loved it because she even told me that she found poppy seed buns the other day, so we going to make some Chicago dogs sometime this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. Food trucks and Chicago dogs. Make sure you add those those grilled onions and mustard. No ketchup, please. Real quick on the World Cup, Germany's your champ. 4th time Germany holds up that World Cup, beats Argentina. The perception of the World Cup is that Argentina lost the game because Argentina outplayed Germany. Argentina totally disappeared in the second half of this game. I don't know what happened to Messi. He blew it around the 50th minute. He had the ball on his left foot. If this was Barcelona, he would have put that in the back of the net. Messi needed that game. Messi needed that win in order to pretty much put himself into the conversation respectfully with Pelé and with Maradona. The thing that Pelé and Maradona have that Messi doesn't is one of those World Cups. The pleasure of raising that World Cup for their country. Messi hasn't been able to do it. Messi did win the Golden Ball, but did he deserve it? A lot of people are saying that it was given to him because he's friends with one of the coordinators of FIFA. One of those high people, one of those bald guys that they walked by and they gave all those hugs to. He had gorgeous goals all through the group stage. Had a key assist versus Switzerland, but came up empty the last 2 games. He hit a penalty kick. Whoop-de-doo! But he didn't do anything much than that. So he kind of disappeared for Argentina. The Netherlands wins the third place game. They give medals to second and third place. That's kind of ridiculous. But whatever, that's the way they do it in the World Cup. Next World Cup's in 4 years in Russia. Can't wait for that. Next week, no show. When we come back the following week, I'm going to be talking a lot of baseball. Because that's what there's going to be. Unless this little LeBron crap keeps hovering around. Unless there's new things added to the plate. Seems like it seems like a new topic or a new detail comes up every single day. Whatever. It is what it is. It's Kim Kardashian game. Girlfriend's playing this Kim Kardashian game. I heard today it was going to make $85 million of profit by the end of the year. It's like slut training. And the worst thing is that the little girls play this game. Because it's what little girls like to do. You know, buy dresses, buy earrings, add makeup, add whatever. Guys just want cars and sports. Forget the makeup. We never want to grow up. Girls want to grow up from day one. Frank Fernandez Show. Thank you for joining me once again on another week here on the Frank Fernandez Show. I won't be here next week. I've said it 3 times. Kind of happy. Dog days of summer. But I'll be back in a couple weeks. 954-990-0036. You can follow me on Twitter at FrankTheTank305. We don't wave. We don't clap. We throw up the U. Good night, South Florida.
You're listening to SoFloRadio.com.